The essence of the spiritual life is a life of relationships and the participation of humanity in God's divine love. This relationship begins in baptism, and the appropriate response to God's love is that we are to love God and to love neighbor. St. Vincent Pallotti recognized this connection between loving God and loving neighbor. He urged his followers to live the virtues and exercise love. Pallotti reminds all to seek God, and you will find God. Seek God in all things, and you will find God in all things. Seek God always, and you will find God always. Without love, he said, faith is dead. Pallotti exercised charity in small ways and large ways. He served as chaplain of the biggest hospital of Rome, Holy Spirit. He served as chaplain to soldiers, retreat masters for the poor and rich, and finally, pastor of the Holy Spirit Church on the Via Julia. Pallotti was a priest sought by all, poor and rich, by other priests, by religious, and those in high positions, such as cardinals and popes. This work of charity continues today, by which we love God above all for his own sake, and our neighbors as ourselves. When we live the works of mercy, for example, feeding the hungry, almsgiving, or praying for the dead, we exercise charity and show love to our neighbor and God. With an aim to help those most in need, we should not lose focus on those within our families. We can exercise heroic charity by visiting our elderly family members or proximate neighbors. Parents exercise charity by caring for their children. Those placed by God in our lives are those that God has called us to support with charity. As a ministry of the Immaculate Conception Province of the Society of the Catholic Apostolate, the Catholic Apostolate Center provides approachable resources to spark the love of God and love of neighbor in all the baptized. Our founding director, Father Frank Donio's weekly reflections offers listeners an opportunity of peace and recollection to communicate with God and evaluate one's relationship with God and neighbor. To help put charity into action, the Catholic Apostolate Center provides an explanation of the works of mercy and some tips on how to live them out in our world. Dive deeper into recent works of Pope Francis about caring for our common home and on how we are all brothers and sisters with one another. By being an intentional steward of all creation, including care of our brothers and sisters, you can exercise charity as well. For more information, go to CatholicApostolatecenter.org.